Hey everyone, and welcome back to another track guide video. Now today we are going to go around the Baku City Circuit in Azerbaijan. Now once again it's a bit late, but it's better for it to arrive late than not to arrive at all. So as you can see on the leaderboard, my personal best lap was good enough for 164th in the leaderboard, so I'm pretty happy about that. And so we're going to go through this track, which I seem to be quite strong at. So I'm Auto Alfred, and you're watching another track guide video. So here we are on time trial in our My Team car once again, and so here we are for the final corner. Exit isn't crucial, but it's better to have a better exit than not. Because of course it is a long straight, but at the same time the start-finish line is very late on in the straight, and as I said, that the distance between the line and the first corner is very little. So with such a long straight, you can easily make that up that time, and plus the time loss won't be that massive. So ideally you would want to have a better exit, but it's not crucial. But anyway, first corner you can use all of the entry curb up to the white line for when you're playing the game, as you can see, but in real life you don't do that because of course the curb is too high, and so you go out like this, and either way you'd use a tiny bit of curb and all of the room on the exit up to the white line. So turn 2, quite simple. All you need to do is just use all of the entry, don't hit the inside curb, and then use all of the exit space as well. Open the DRS and you're good. And of course get a good exit as well, because this straight is like the second longest on this circuit. But anyway, again turn 3 is quite simple. Don't hit the inside curb, basically the same as turn 2 really. But anyway, this is where it starts to get a little bit more complicated, because that inside curb is really high, so again you don't want to use that. You can get really close to the wall on the exit as well. And talking close to the wall, you can do that for the entry to this corner and the apex as well. You want to go right up against it, not hitting it obviously. But anyway, for this next part, stay in third, or you can or you can change down to second, depending on your driving style. And in real life you can use all of that exit curb, but you can't do that in the game. So here, the hairpin, it's quite simple. Just use all of the curb in the game and just take it through in third gear. Quite simple, but in real life that curb is way too high for you to go over, so you do not do this, and instead you use second gear, because then it becomes tighter, and then you go around it. Well, it's a corner, you go around it, but anyway, you get the idea. Turn 8 is complicated now because the reprofiling has changed everything. If I'm honest, I liked the curve the way it was before, because it did give it may sound odd, but it did give the extra bit of reassurance. But anyway, you do not want to go into the wall like that, because that makes you a little bit stupid. But anyway, I'm stuck. Anyway, so as I was saying, use all of the space you have as close to the wall as possible. That's definitely not as close to the wall as possible, but you get the idea. And then just go up the hill like this, and onto this next bit. You can use the curb on the inside if you want to, but not necessarily. Same with here. And then you can use all of the exit space in real life, but you can't do this in the game obviously because of track limits. Anyway, onto this corner where a lot of people have been crashing. It's easy to do so, I must admit. So you want to straight line the braking so then you don't lock up, and then go round this curve like here. In real life, that's what I do as well on the game, but what esports drivers do, and really it is the fastest way around, but it's hard to do, as I'll explain later, is just go straight over the curve like this. Now, as you saw there, it did destabilize the car rather, because that curve is so high. And it takes a lot of practice, as you can see. If you don't do it properly, that happens. So it's hard to do it, but if if you get it right, it's quite satisfying. As you can see, esports drivers do it really well. But anyway, for the final corner, final proper corner, third gear, and don't use the inside curb, but use all of the exit, and that is a lap at Baku. So overall, there are some simple sections, so like the first sector, but in other areas it can get quite complicated, like turn 8 for example. But that is how you would do a lap at Baku. So now let's go on to the hot lap, using realistic techniques, not the gaming ones, for example, not using all of the entry curves. But anyway, let's see. So that was a lap at Baku. Of course, it's not going to be as fast as my personal best, because that was using the gaming methods, like using entry curves and all that. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and want to see content like this. Of course, like I always say, I'll be making other content as well. But until then, I'll see you next time. Just realised, because my DRS button is the same as my pit limiter one, I can actually use DRS in the pit lane. Interesting. Something I'll do for future races here.